Hello everyone, welcome to Uddingston Hockey Club as we host the second of our ones matches today and live on UDDY TV as our Gents ones take on Grange. Me, Gordon McComb on commentary duties for this one. Delighted to see Jack Many, you're back with us, Jack. Been a student that's been involved with UDDY TV the last couple of years. Got you back involved back on the mics this time around for this one. Nice to be back in catching up with some of the hockey. I know you've had a little break from us over sort of the autumn months. Back for winter though.
Yeah, definitely. Always good to be here. Get experience under my belt, but learning more about hockey every game. Enjoyed the games that I was on last season, and hoping to see a good game today. Looking forward to it.
If I remember rightly, we've been blessed with some pretty good games when you've been on as well. So hopefully, like a good luck charm for certainly an entertainer, if only for the neutrals. Hopefully, though, for Uddingston Hockey Club as well. Certainly an interesting one coming up. The guys at that kind of stage of the season where business is needing to be done. Time to pick up points. 2-2 draw on the road against ESM last time out means it's very much part of the chasing pack, trying to be one of those that secures top six. Slight change from last season, that the split is decided before the winter break as we move to indoor. So all of it will ramp up the pressure between now and the end of this month when we break for indoor. So Jack, it's a tempestuous month to step into as everything starts to kick up a couple of notches. We've drafted you in to help us with that.
Yeah, like you said, pressure's on as we're getting into these winter months before your indoor season. But hopefully the boys can get it done today.
And Tom Hyman been in the dugout already a little bit today. He was helping out as part of our ladies' ones, offering a little bit of his advice and input as they drew 1-1 with Inverleith. Game in the end, they were fortunate really to come away with the draw from. You wouldn't have felt that way necessarily if you'd watched only the first half. Uddy dominated at different times in quarter one and quarter two, but definitely had the better of the chances, couldn't make it count in the end ultimately. And a glorious chance for visiting side Inverleith right at the death as keeper was rounded, but the resulting strike fired wide of the far post. And then it ended 1-1. Late pressure from the short corner as well, not enough from the visiting side to come away with the 3 points. An important point then for the girls to take, obviously, with every home game. We're always hoping they can pick up the win, and the guys will be no different in hoping that they can do the same and have a little bit better fortune against Grange. But it's a tough test, a stern test, no doubt, as we take a look at the teams that are taking the field. We'll take a look at the home team first. Nick Hadlin between the sticks, and very unfortunate from the short corner in the last home game here that as part of defending that they gave away the penalty stroke, couldn't deny Western that penalty stroke conversion that won them the game in the last couple of moments. He'll be desperate to really stamp more authority over this one as well and make sure he comes out on the right side of it. Steve McKenzie captains the side as he and the team are in a huddle in the middle at the moment, just having a quick conversation. The final chats they'll have to sort things out. Plenty of talent in that team. Certainly want to keep an eye on Connor Richmond-Spouse in the middle of the park. Come in and really looks like an assured presence in the middle. We'll take a look at the Grange side as well. As we see, trying to have a look through, see if there's any familiar names that stand out to me, but don't recognise anyone from my limited knowledge, unfortunately, from Uddy days past. Undoubtedly a team with a lot of talent that will seek to ask the same questions that Uddy asked about, making sure they can be in the mix of that top four at the end. And final conversations had, final exchanges between players, between coaches. We're almost ready to get quarter one started. It's a bit of a cliche, I know, comes across from a couple of different sports. But ideally, if you're Uddy, the home team, start fast.
Of course, when you're at home, I think you've got to put the pressure on, haven't you? Almost assert your dominance, judge your opponent slightly, but yeah, I'll be interested to see how we start here.
Uddingston go aerial to start things off, Louis Gardner. And the umpire's whistle will allow Uddy to keep advancing Mackenzie now. Give and go and things to move around. It's turned over by Grange, who look to spring a quick counter themselves. Can't find a way through Fahmy Khalid. Playing right side of defence today. Just loses out trying to keep a hold of ball there. Robbie Forrest. Louis trying to direct ball through the middle. Just runs out behind.
Like you said though, Gordon, does seem that we're seeing a quick start, getting the passes flowing nice and early.
As well, from a neutral perspective, for those of you tuning in, if you've managed to jump into UDDY TV from a more of a neutral perspective, this is what you want to see: is two teams ready to really have a go at each other, try and force something early doors. There's Grange asking some questions now beyond the 25.
Now it's UDDY back on the break. It's out to Halliday.
Lovely send in. Oh, just sniffing around there with Jed Campbell. Couldn't quite get the touch on it, but a little flash of danger from Uddy there.
Yeah, definitely. Definitely a promising start.
Grange go the aerial route to try and work it down this near side left. Campbell's big aerial wide right to left. Brings in Connor Richmond. Spouse tries the big drive to Robbie Forrest, and the D little clap of appreciation for the ball that came across, but see Robbie not quite able to keep that one under control. I think the gesture that followed afterwards was just a little bit slower next time, please.
Definitely starting off here that both teams are up for this. We're seeing some end-to-end action. Obviously, as the game progresses, you would expect it to slow, but starting nice and fast.
Work across from centre to the left, but doesn't come to anything for Grange as they break beyond the 25. But get a chance now again to try and push over the halfway line, trying to charge through the traffic, play it through the legs of Fahmy Khalid. It will still be Grange ball. Umpires just want to move backwards.
Grange unable to keep the ball, now it's UDDY trying to attack. Jed Campbell does well to keep it in the middle there.
Oh. Lovely play into Louis Gardner, trying to find room to squeeze the shot away straight into his defender, and then Spears doesn't get the contact he's looking for.
Jed Campbell again driving through the middle, looking dangerous.
certainly someone not afraid to carry and try and cause problems. Certainly been afforded that in the current setup as well. We're saying what we're speaking about, Jed. A big hello, thank you for tuning in. If you've managed to join us, Tori, watching at home, and keep an eye on Jed and how he gets on. So hope you're doing well. McGregor just trying to apply some pressure and force a turnover in a more dangerous area. Uddy try and press Grange back. Use the aerial though. Try and find the route out.
Uddy taking it quickly. Well picked out there.
Real aerial bombardment there into the D for Spears to pick up. Just loses track of it. I know Uddy backtracking, trying to deny a quick counter for Grange as they move it from centre to right. Still charging forward now, edge of D, looking for the shooting opportunity or maybe just an outcome, but can't find either. Oh, really lovely run from right to central that didn't really get the rewards it deserved.
Yeah, unfortunate there. Brilliant bit of skill to try and see something happen, but just didn't work out.
Couple of conversations there between, I think it's Grange players who starting to get a little bit frustrated perhaps, but such is the nature of sports, just about managing those. Is opening before the strike is blocked and pushed wide.
Steve McCain's unable to do anything in the middle there. Now it's Grange back in the attack. Unlucky there. Now Uddy are back on. End-to-end action here in the first quarter. It's Ben Young trying to drive it. And then we get the outcome.
Andy Moore urged to carry. My coach Tom Heineman is driven past top D, doesn't quite work out, but Spears and Richmond Spouse can recover. Connor Richmond Spouse trying to carry into somewhere more dangerous. The umpire's decision goes differently. Allows Grange the quick break. Campbell thinks he's read it and then trying to put the challenge in. Draws the ire of the umpire. He's a tall man, Jed Campbell, and the attempted aerial there picked out.
Definitely, second time that's happened so far.
There's a certain player in the ladies' ones team who will appreciate me calling Jed the tree that he is. They are able to stretch a big branch and get the block in.
Grange just struggling to get it out here. Good pressure from Uddy.
Making a rotation in the middle as well. You see, rotated on and straight involved is Grange now. With that little movement across midfield, trying to send the aerial in. Fami spotted the danger, pushed it forward. Now evaded a couple of players there, couldn't quite gather, could McGregor. Needs his defensive teammate to have a bit more work to do still. A couple of lunging challenges, don't yield the ball. Still driving forward at Grange all the way through, and then the umpire will call it short, and now time off as well to have a little conversation. Something said in the aftermath of that decision that thrown his ire, and a warning only. Certainly concerned though for Uddingston. That's twice now that two players have had a good run. Difficult to stop them when they get momentum, but that's two in quick succession in quarter one that kind of carved through the Uddy defence.
Yeah, definitely. So far been able to deal with that threat eventually, but obviously for the nerves you want to deal with it straight away rather than giving the player time on the ball.
Fami able to gather now, just push this one forward, but can't pick out Miller. This game being played at a fair tempo. These both sides really trying to exert what they can in quarter one. See the suns come out here in early November in central Scotland. How's Nick Hadlin glove out, trying to keep his vision clear. It's a challenge he'll have to face. I'll be hoping that opposite number, the Grange goal, has a similar problem in the second half. Ball worked across face of D. Andy Moore able to step onto it. That will be the short though. And that's what those runs generate. That little bit of indecision. All it takes is one foot in the wrong place, and that's exactly what's happened.
Definitely. And when it's so cramped in that box there, it's easy to take it away, you know. As well, is there anyone? You see it all the time.
Means we get a first look at the penalty corner defence. PCD for Uddingston, as Grange also prepare their own setup for this. We'll see what they've got in their locker in terms of whether it's just a straight shot at goal or we're going to try and mix us up. Go to Castle 1 for the straight shot. Hadlin saves, might be coming straight back. Second save, and that has been forced over. Well, that doesn't half get the pulses racing as we watch it back and just see great save from Hadland as the play goes on. There's nothing missing for you at the moment, just Grange holding on ball edge of D. Well, a couple of really good stops there, keep Grange at bay.
Yeah. Grange on the attack again. Ball's kept in. And I keep on going. This constant pressure.
It was an interesting one there. I thought the umpire was gesturing for advantage, and there are umpires who will listen back to this and tell me I'm spot on wrong there. But I thought he was playing advantage for one thing and then overturned the decision pretty quickly afterwards. Don't worry, I'll get my my authorities to explain the ins and outs. Still, as we say, part of the game, learning some of the intricacies of the rules. And in the meantime, worrying about what we can do at the top end. Halliday with a thumping finish.
It's a brilliant strike. Brilliant from Finn Halliday. Just when you thought Grange were getting the better of Uddy, getting some attacks together, constant pressure on, Uddy go other end of the pitch, make it 1-0.
That's a really important point, actually, Jack. We speak about the pressure, we speak about momentum. It was something we were speaking about in the first game that kind of swung back and forth. It's so important that you don't let the pendulum swing too far one way for too long, so it becomes much harder to reverse the momentum. Moments like that certainly do a lot to bring the game back into your favour. So Uddy 1 up, perhaps against the run of play as Grange go looking for an immediate response. Again, more diving in at edge of box. You've got to be careful with this because that'll build up over the course of a game and get more punished more and more heavily for it as Grange. Another driving, dancing run into the D, well read by Stephen McKenzie, and Uddy can scramble clear.
And the pace of the game remains very quick. It is very end-to-end, like we said earlier. But Grange continuing to try and make those darting runs.
Grange still driving down that right side, still finding a bit of joy in that. Umpire's whistle will deny them any more than that though. And for the second time, now this does lead to the green card. Grange have got to be careful because that's 2 in 1 quarter where you're having a little nibble after the fact. It's got you in a bit of bother, and it's not a great time to go seeing a green card.
Yeah, just have to be careful, Grange.
Campbell just push it across to McKenzie. Now Lee Gardner. Russell. Spears trying to help with the turnover, but Uddy having lost out are trying to pen Grange back in. Certainly made it very difficult for Grange to get out, but just in that last challenge it opens the door via the umpire's whistle.
Needles packed out. Grange now just passing it in the back, trying to see what options create for them.
Little chuckles and conversation there as Director Hockey Gareth Aiken down in the dugouts with Tom Hyman. Just a little discussion, I think, between the two teams, coaching teams there, perhaps.
And it's a good ball.
Don't know if the microphone's picked that one up, but as soon as that interception from Captain McKenzie comes in, there's a good couple of people, Finn Halliday, I think chief amongst them, with a yes, Steve-O. All right, as it happens, but he's got more work for him and his defence to do. Is Grange get another short corner? And they'll get the short corner to end the quarter.
Grange probably looking to do similar. Again from the short corner. It nearly worked last time. It was a brilliant save from Nick Ireland.
It's a difficult dance, this, because like you say, there's a routine that's worked, but you've already tipped your hand to that. Now
Yep.
the question becomes stick or twist. It works, sure. Do you want to try it twice though, with the extra players afforded by the end of quarter decision? It is straight shot, deflected. Not sure where that's bobbled around. It's still in front of Hadland. Another diving save. Danger still not cleared. Bouncing, bobbling, but wide. Quarter one ends as we'll take another look at that short corner. Goodness knows it's testing the length of our replays. Couple of parries. And then a Stramash right in front of the face of Nick Hadland. But Uddy survived. Couple of short corners that have got the pulses racing. Ultimately, though, Jack, it's quick counter-attack. Fantastic finish from Finn Halliday. Uddy one up. Really under the cosh, though.
Yeah, definitely. Like you said, very fast, but if you're looking at that first quarter, Grange probably had more time where the pressure was on Uddy. Creating more chances, like you said, 2 short corners. just crowding that box and getting the short corners as well. So they probably want to slow things down and maybe just kind of assert themselves so there's less pressure on them. But we'll see what will happen.
Certainly, hockey increasingly learning. Jack, I don't know if you feel necessarily the same way in the games you've watched so far. Like a game that you can take a quarter out, and it can be also important. It can be absolutely meaningless in a game because the game just switches and turns so fast. Whether it's quarter 3, quarter 1, quarter 4, there's still a lot of ebbs and flows to come from this. But for now, Uddingston certainly have a lot to feel good about. Nick Hadlin, a couple of really important stops. That's a good confidence boost as well.
Definitely. Obviously, it would be easier for everyone involved at a day if he didn't have to make those saves. But that's what the keeper's for. You call on him, and so far, he's been able to keep everything out of his net.
Should also say, while we're waiting for the guys set up, a big congratulations to Angus Miller, Ben Young on the pitch at the moment as they've confirmed their places in the Scotland squads. The aspiring squad, I believe I got the aspiring right. Rory McDonald, the other Gents player playing for the Twos earlier today, named in the emerging squad, is Uddy go looking for a second early doors. Phased across the face. They are from Connor Richmond's base, but doesn't come to anything in the end. Uddy back to crowding down in this corner. Done it a couple of times, really testing the. If they were testing the replays, Grange, Uddingston really testing the range of motion on the cameras. Gregor. Gardner just exchanged passes. Another drive down left into D, opening up the opportunity. It's Hadlin forced to dive in. It is swept in the aftermath as well. Just checking that no players hurt by that. That was a pretty hefty collision between goalkeeper, defender and forward, and swept in the aftermath. I didn't quite see who got the final touch on it, but Grange were not behind for long.
No, it was looking like it was going to come. A similar attack to what we have seen so far from Grange, and this time it's paid off. Yeah, crowding that box, not giving the keeper much of a chance, to be honest. Obviously it was deflected at first. The umpire's just having a wee quick conversation here with Captain Steve McKenzie.
Did wonder if that was something to do with the challenge. There was certainly, I think, before the goal, the shot that becomes a goal is knocked in. Certainly some concern for the players and the challenge that came in. Obviously, when a keeper dives in, it's slightly different when it's play to play. You got a stick and you got body weight, all that kind of stuff. But
yep.
Keeper in big pads, that's a concern. Andy Moore just not quite able to keep that one in play, just over in his defensive half, and now Grange. And they smell blood in the water as they go looking for more. They'll get the decision from the umpire just outside the D. Trying to drive the way into the circle, find their way through. It's a heavy challenge from Louis Gardner. And will be a short corner. I don't know if there's anything more resulting from that though. There was a couple more protests in the aftermath about the nature of the challenge, but umpire's happy with it, or at least happy to award the short and nothing more. Now, if you're Grange, Jack, this is exactly the way to start a quarter. You go looking for a second, take the lead for the first time.
Definitely. Once you get that equaliser, you stop all the momentum Uddy had, and now you're building your own.
Got a second castle this time. The Strike is batted away by the other defence, and now this offence that we're looking to cause problems. Pass it from Robbie Forrest a little bit loose. Richmond Spouse. Kenzie down the channel. Forrest can't find his way through. It's umpire's decision to hand it back to Grange. Grange is happy to work it around now. Certainly don't have the, we don't need to have the same impetus they had at the goal down. Now with the goal with the game level, can just wait and play the same game they were playing at 0-0. Was working, as we alluded to during the break. Sorry about that, just a little bash in the microphone. Ben Young risking invoking the umpire's ire. The two of them just a little, what do you expect, shrug back at each other. Don't know what's said, obviously, can't hear it, but certainly from the body language of the umpire, no prisoners there, so Ben probably needs to watch his step.
Yeah, we can see the threat of the whistle about to be blown, but Ben Young let off.
Grange, quick counter now with the transition. Tees up the opportunity at the edge of the box. Edge of the D, I should say. Falling into old habits as the strike goes wide.
Yeah, just got a bit of space there in the D. I'd probably want to prevent that.
Campbell's aerial fielded, not just by the Grange player, but also by Director Hockey Gareth Aiken to grab that as it heads out of play. Someone needs to tell him the cricket season's finished. It's the pitch across instead. Khalid. Now Campbell. Jed Campbell looking again. Lovely drive forward. Can't find a way to squeeze it through to Richmond Spouse, who looked like he was the target there. Oddie defence, a little bit of work to do. Luca Gardner can pick off the pass. Campbell plays it safe. Kenji gets away with a difficult touch on that one. And the drive through. That crash ball from Khalid can't be picked up out behind. Settled back down since the goals, Jack.
Yeah, we have sorted, not we've seemed to rather, slowed down a bit. Pressure on by both teams, but Grange probably unable to capitalise on that equaliser.
Expecting there, I think they're just happy to let it out for sideline or out for foot there, because it caught Ben Wilson's foot there, and umpire's happy to let them just play and work it out. One of those, 6 of one, half dozen the other. Grange trying to crash it forward to a shooting circle, but instead it's Mackenzie with a pick off, and now Richmond Spouse is blue shirts push forward, and defenders not afraid to get forward. Mackenzie now, edge of D is Robbie Forrest. He's forced behind before he can make a pass.
You've seen that quite a couple of times this game already. Defenders making a run up. Jed Campbell a couple of times with Steve McKenzie there.
Russell gets his restarted. A little bit of positioning required there between the two umpires to get him starting the game where they wanted. Khaled just a little bit too hasty there as he gets started. The shout from the umpire, I'm sure the microphone's picked up there. He wants the play starting from the right spot. There's Luca Gardner, evades pressure, can drive beyond the 25 now to the D. That's another green card Grange's way, this time for challenge rather than chat, I think it was. Khaled sweeps that in. Again, Forrest is struggling to get on the end of it. Difficult task for forwards there with a kind of driven pass. You've got to read that and make sure you're getting on the end of it and get it under control. Not easy.
Well cut out there.
Good chunk into quarter two, and well, I don't think it's too surprising the kind of nature of the game. It's two teams fighting particularly hard to try and make the right step from here towards the split. And okay, the tempo has slowed down a little bit, but both teams still right up for this, and you do get the feeling, Jack, there's plenty more to come from this one.
Yeah, definitely. Slowed down a bit now, but most of it so far has been fast, aggressive. Both teams definitely up for it. One apiece just now.
Mackenzie forced the hold, doesn't want to play the pole somewhere dangerous. Was passes on, but they could very quickly turn into hospital ones. I keep mixing up my sporting metaphors some more. McGregor can't make that one hold up beyond the 25. Grange go long to play it out of defence, picked off by Campbell. Luca just has it whipped away from him, and now battling to get it back. Got to be careful. Great driven ball through the heart. Andy Moore able to gamble on the loose touch and recover quickly. He needed to. Khaled under pressure, loses out, gives away. Grange with limited numbers again, charging into the D, but Khaled should see this one away. We said you were, a bit of a lucky charm in terms of games that have got plenty to offer and entertainment value, Jack. So far, so good, to be honest.
Yeah.
Could do with a couple more goals. I mean, let's be greedy. Let's have a couple more goals.
Something tells me we might get those in the second half, and who knows, maybe another goal or two before we break off for the half time. You never know.
Love the optimism.
Of course. I mean, this game, obviously, Grange have, when we scored, the pressure was on, but Uddy's goal came from that counter attack. Don't want to say came from nothing, but
certainly one that came from a more deliberate move when under pressure.
Yeah.
Certainly a more even game. since it was brought back level. Andy Moore surveys the field, disguised pass to Louis Gardner. Is Uddy just trying to keep it moving? Need a team really trying to slow down and keep ball, which we've seen a few times from both our gents and ladies this year, that sometimes holding onto the ball is what they look for. As Campbell strikes the post from that crash ball in. There's another one that gets the ball racing there. Cracks the post, it can go anywhere. Doesn't bounce kindly for Uddy. There's another sweep through, just bisects the two forwards.
No one able to get on the end of that one there. Good tackle there.
Just about to say that we're saying about teams holding at Grange, a little bit of possession there. Perhaps get an insight into why teams haven't been holding it, because there's a real battle in the middle and turnovers are frequent, and now allow Uddy to push beyond the 25. I'll hold on to possession now. Hand of apology. I think that's a third or fourth time the umpires had to say inside. Opening door for a strike there from Richmond Spouse, but runs wide. Not really meant to be a contact sport, hockey, that much, but yeah. We spoke about cricket before. Cricket pitch in front of us. Rugby's a pitch behind us. Yep. Stephen McKenzie and the Grange player need another code to find to play. A little bit of refreshing to the front line is rotations complete. McGregor, Halliday, Forrest now. All looking to make an impact. It pops up in front of Miller, able to bring it down. McKenzie. We've gone and jinxed it there. Bit of possession held by both teams. As Uddy then try the crash ball that doesn't come to anything edge of D. Grange still have it, but for the first time pinned back, this time far corner. Good turnover. Doesn't quite open the door. Is yet more battling. Robbie Forrest, the latest involved in that, and Miller takes a little tumble, able to keep his feet. Great close control from Louis Gardner as he tries to work an opening. Force wide from central, and just reset back with Stephen McKenzie.
And again, we saw the attack down that far left-hand corner. It's been happening a lot, Uddy, favouring that left-hand side.
Certainly, that's what you were saying at the end of quarter one. Uddy maybe wanting to get a bit more control of the game, slow it down with a goal up. Now 1-1. That's the first time we've really seen, from an Uddingston perspective, that kind of control of the pitch and control of the ball, and not able to work a shooting opportunity from it, but certainly the intent was there.
Yeah, I think both teams seen that they are quite equally matched, and maybe they have to change things up a bit just to catch their opponents off guard.
Andy Moore, Halliday, just caught watching there as now Grange chance to drive to edge of D. Trying to hurdle a challenge. Door might still open for the strike. Wide. A little bit of something from nothing there, perhaps. We're speaking about, chances to change the game. That certainly fits the bill. It'll break down beyond Uddy's 25, and then that's a really good chance to take a pop at goal.
Yeah, just as we're talking about changing the style of play, Grange then reverted back to what we've seen. And now that's the end of the second quarter.
Gives us a half-time break, a little bit longer now. Take a rest. I normally would say from other sports, you've got time to go get a cup of tea, go for a toilet break. You want to be very quick if you do that. Only a couple of minutes between the quarter 2 and quarter 3. Uddingston, though, certainly have a lot to feel happy about. 1-0 up and then pegged back. It was a very counter-attack goal, but since then able to express themselves a little bit more in this game.
Yeah, definitely. In terms of another perspective, like you said, can be happy with that performance. Just pretty similar to what we want to do in the second half. Maybe get a bit more time in their box, maybe get a shot corner or two, because we've seen Grange do plenty of that and cause a lot of heart in your mouth moments.
Certainly for Grange, I think there's a lot to be happy with as well in terms of, well, you go the goal down, okay, against run of play. Bring yourselves back into it. You perhaps don't make enough of the early opportunity. You sit back, okay, game swings back and forth from there. The concern perhaps would be the 2 green cards. Umpires is with the umpiring night as like a refresher reminder for a lot of people at the club. And one of the things that came across very clearly, Emma Reid speaking about like the umpiring ladder, so you go up and down the ladder to escalate or de-escalate as relevant. The worry for me for Grange is you've had 2 green cards. We're starting to get to territory where if you keep making the same infractions, we're going to look at yellows. That means 5 minutes out. That means 10 minutes out. That'll start to have an impact on how you're able to play the game. You said at the end, that's that reversion back to high tempo, to try and play a little bit more aggressively, try and play a little bit quicker. That becomes so much harder when you're a man light.
100%. And when a game is this tight, the last thing you want to be doing is having a player off the park. Definitely. Grange do need to be careful.
What we should also do is thank you very much for joining us for UDDY's coverage of this game. If you've stumbled across us by pure luck or anything else and you somehow aren't following us across our social media channels, you've got them on screen to have a find and a follow as well. At Uddy Hockey's Facebook, Instagram, X and TikTok. We've also got our website, uddingstonhockeyclub.com. If you're watching from a Grange persuasion and you don't already follow your own club across those platforms, wherever relevant, make sure you dig them out, give them a follow. A lot of hard work goes into Scottish hockey to try and make the game the best we can make it, and basically we'd appreciate your support. Still time for a couple of conversations for both coaches. It's only minor tweaks and minor changes, you'd imagine, because there's, like you say, Jack, a lot to be happy with. Just addressing some of the perhaps the more worrying parts for Grange. Maybe some of that was making it into the D, not really converting from there. Whether, getting the outcomes like you say from the short corners, but certainly there's been a lot of pressure, a lot of opportunity to create more than has happened.
Yeah, I think if there's anything to focus on, it is probably that defensive structure. When Grange have been attacking, there's maybe been a couple of times where our players been let loose or got into space, so we wanted to stop that. But yeah, probably see pretty much the same. Might see some couple of tweaks here and there, but we'll be interested to see how both teams go into the second half.
Well, while we've got time as well, a second thing we're going to spring forward, just a reminder, UDDY TV, as the guys get ready now, timed it horribly. UDDY TV, ran by myself, Gordon McColeman. As I look at him, Paul McKenzie sitting in the match director's chair, little shrug of approval or not there, depending on how you read it. It's also supported by our wonderful students. Thank you very much for taking part in it as well. You and Quinn sitting in the assistant director's chair, or Vision Nix's chair, I don't know. We change the name of the role all the time. You'd think we'd learn stick to a routine. We've got Scott and David on our cameras today, and Jack obviously joining us on commentary. We do our best to provide you the best we can from Uddingston Hockey Club. It is a passion project as much as anything else. And like I say, if you're not already subscribed to UDDY TV, give it a subscribe. We broadcast all the ones games we can, the ladies, gents, across the Premiership, across the cup competitions as well. We've got plenty more to come across the season. And I've just let that drop short, like 5 seconds. Still not quite the professional standard that we've come to hope for, I expect. And there, Grange now do get us underway for quarter 3. That big aerial, well, he's also a tree. Connor Richmond-Spice couldn't quite get the branches high enough to cut that one out, but the defence for Uddy have picked it back up. Chance to get back under control. Richmond-Spice over halfway. Once that reverse pass has Ben Young scrambling, can't scramble far enough. Certainly opened up a bit of space there.
Yeah, something a wee bit different there in the middle. A nice long-ranging pass, just didn't pay off, but good to see there's some creativity there to change it up a bit.
Lovely drive from right to central again. Seeing some really good carries from Grange. It just needs to turn into something more for them if they're taking the lead in this game, take control of this game for Uddingston. Well, we flagged it a couple of times. It's just trying to stop that before it gets rolling. Well, that's a good turnover. And Khaled, come on, work is the shout from Coach Tom there. Wants to the boys getting forward and giving him options. And Khaled not able to squeeze that down the channel for Ben Young. It's more work now. Try and win the ball back and prevent a quick counter. It's a lovely feed through, but the touch heavy. Campbell across will just shepherd away.
Yeah, lovely pass there. But nothing came of it. So now it's Grange now, trying to create something down that left hand side, but it's Hammy Khaled. Back on now though, into D. And it's a good attack. Again, an attack that came quite quickly. Wasn't much anticipation there. Maybe that's the tactic in this game.
Real firm strike there, and not too much you see from Nick Khaled's reaction. Not a lot he could do. Really to the spot is Grange pull ahead for the first time in this one.
And they continue straight after the restart to put the pressure on. And you can already now, that's the first time you've been behind. The mentality will change, but you can't let it change too much. Just keep doing what you're doing. At the end of the day, it has been a tight game. Looking for the pass. Now it's Grange driving once again. Good touch there at the edge of the D. Appeals by the players, but umpire says no. And Stephen McKenzie with the ball up to Richmond-Spice. Good ball into the D. Unlucky there. Very unlucky for Alex McGregor.
Just opened up really nicely for him there. You see him move to back stick, you know exactly what's coming. Just can't quite get the shot on target.
Yeah. Good technique. A good attack as well from Uddy. Using width well and then changing the sides of the pitch you're using. Nothing able come from that for Grange, and it's back to Uddy. It's out to Steve McKenzie. And the ball trickles out.
Interesting. We spoke about, you spoke about mentality changing perhaps after the goal. Not too much needs to shift for Uddingston, and I don't think we're really seeing it either in terms of, much like Grange, where a goal behind, you keep playing the same way you're playing, you're going to get opportunities. As Grange make their way into one chance at the edge of day, throws a good parry out of Hadland.
Yeah, after the goal, we've pretty much seen the same from Uddy. They're not changing the way they're playing, like you said. There's not probably a need to. The mentality can't change that much. Keep the heads up, the cliche, but it's important. Just look at Gardner. They're trying to find a pass, but he keeps on running.
Tell you what, under the light, it's hard to tell, but that looked yellow to me. I'm to find out if we've got one of the variations of colour blindness, but I'm pretty sure that's a yellow. Is
I couldn't see either, to be fair.
Grange again draw the ire of the umpires. Now Lee Garner trying to find something. Edge of D doesn't quite come to pass. Might just have been green, to be fair.
So that's Louis Gardner. Gardner given yellow card, 5 minutes in the sin bin for his reaction to the green card.
So just the way he sits him in there, like the little petulant, yeah, go sit in the naughty step. And,
Yep.
Certainly a burst of frustration after the challenge there from Louis Gardner. No taking away from that. I think if Mike didn't pick it up, he was certainly unhappy with the ease in which the Grange player went down, in his estimation anyway.
The umpire this game definitely not taking anything from the players, been very consistent with the way he's dealt with it as well.
Okay, well, we speak across sports, they all have their own officiating problems, but I think that seems to be pretty much consistent is that fans want to see and players want to see consistency. And I don't think there can be an argument from the umpires that that's what they've been delivering, trying to find a way to be consistent. And
of course it's only fair if we see the same treatment game to game, especially in the one game both teams being treated the same, and that's what we've seen so far.
Certainly difficulty with different officiating teams, different standards. The rules are built to be interpreted and enforced as context allows, so hard to get consistency across different officiating crews, but I'm sure everyone doing their best to try and make sure the game officiated to the highest level it can be. Is lovely area ball picked up by Andy Moore, can't make it stick.
Now it's Grange looking to do something, defenders making the run up to put numbers up, just slowing things down, getting passes round the back, maybe a chance for Uddy to press. said, pace changed again. Some nice passes being shared between the Grange defence here. Just slowing it down. And now maybe the time for the attack. But it's well picked out from Jed Campbell. Now the aerial up. Doesn't come to anything. It's a good pass at the edge of the D. Fahmi Khalid able to deal with that. It was interesting to see that period of play where Grange just did slow it down and Ben nearly caught Uddy out, but that's now Uddy on the attack. Ben Young trying to do something. Find Halliday.
Interesting from that attack, actually, we see something that you kind of called out at half time. You want to see Uddy, when they make circle entries, you want to see an outcome, whether it's a shot at goal, whether it's a goal, whether it's a short corner. Another chance now for McGregor to try and work one. Is it face across the face, and Ben Young can't get the telling touch. But it's another one to add to the list. The entries, that one okay, results in the shot that tests the keeper. But Uddy certainly looking for outcomes and needing outcomes to try and find a way back into this one.
Yeah, definitely positive from Uddy. Like you said, getting the outcomes is very important. You don't want to do all that attacking just to lose possession and then maybe even get caught out on the other side. We saw a couple of counter attacks this game. It's a heartbreaking thing in many sports when you think you're going to get something and then one wrong pass, one bit of positioning and you're caught out.
Certainly as well, when we speak about short corner specifically, you've got Jay Campbell and Fahmi Khalid on the pitch, both very prodigious drag flickers who'll be looking to test. We've already seen Finalde's got a pretty firm strike on him if he can keep it low enough. Yeah, certainly opportunities from the short corner to really cause some problems, but you've got to win them first.
Of course. Which we've not yet been able to do, Uddy.
Couple of nibbles and the challenges there, you've got to be careful there.
Yeah.
And umpire showing exactly why. Turnover ball is Stephen McKenzie thought he'd won it.
So now we've got Grange again. We're going to see this same sort of play. Uddy being pressing very high, putting pressure on. Oh. Jed Campbell and Stephen McKenzie. Oh, but there's a slip there. And it's a nice block from Russell. Both teams actually pressing high, putting the pressure on for opponents. Uddy there just caught out by that pressure. Now it's back for Grange. Try and start a new attack. The ball's out to the right. Badge given. And it's well won there, but the possession falls again with Grange. Play stopped again. Falls back with Grange. Good ball into the centre of the D, but Uddy dealt with it well. Just just starting to see the constant pressure again that we saw in that first quarter particularly. But I did deal with it well so far.
Certainly just about finding outlets as we see one option. Chad Campbell crashing that ball from centre to left as McGregor trying to get across and cover. Couldn't quite get on the end of it, but certainly one way to beat the press is to just avoid it entirely and play direct.
The last thing you want to be doing is constantly defending behind your own half, because you know as well the mental effect that can have, constantly defending. Jay Campbell dealt with it calmly. Out to Fami Khalid. Now this counter attack maybe on. Nothing came from that attack there for Uddy. Man running in the middle for Grange. Steve McKenzie dealt with that well though. We're saying there about the negatives of maybe always defending, but there's also the fact that maybe you might catch Grange out if you're constantly attacking, and then like we said, counter attack, so it might play into his favour. But Grange now looking dangerous. Strike towers over the bar there.
That ball gone. Oh no. Umpire's just having a quick word instead. Oh. Well, that's yellow for Richmond Spouse. Didn't quite see what the root cause of that was, but we said the umpire was not taking any nonsense.
Yeah.
Calling Richmond Spouse was sent to take a break.
Don't know if the cameras heard it, but umpire saying walk away before it gets worse. Maybe lucky with a yellow.
Really hope the cameras caught that. Greg Spears just swung his stick at it and a little rub over the head afterwards. I'll tell you, it didn't meet ball. It did meet something else though on the way through. You'll have better moments, Craig. You've had better moments, Craig.
We were talking at half time that Grange had to be careful getting yellows. That's Uddy now picked up 2 in this quarter.
Certainly one of those that the game has certainly been policed even-handedly or consistently, as we said. It's just about the umpires enforcing the rules that they see fit, and something Uddy now has to be aware of and defensive against, because you know that ladder can go down, but it can also go up.
Yep.
Crash ball in, cut it by Andy Moore. Mr. Mash in the D is given as a short to Grange. Some protest that follows. And certainly some strong opinions being shared there, Jack. About the umpire decision. Not everyone happy with that there.
There's always going to be different opinions, isn't there? Not everyone will always agree with the ref.
It's another short corner that ends a quarter.
Will we change it up this time? Let's wait and see.
Plenty of white shirts crowd the edge of the. It is a little reverse, you know. Save out of Hadland. Second is blocked. Hadland dives in again. Still a scrum right at the edge of goal. What's the opportunity for that? Nothing more.
So now we're getting to the start of the final quarter. Uddy's still trailing 2-1. Captain Stephen McKenzie giving the plan to his teammates. Maybe trying something different this final quarter just to try and get that goal. Like we said at the start of the broadcast, points are very important here. And Uddy will be looking to get at least a draw out of this game, potentially even more, but we'll wait and see.
Said hockey can change quarter by quarter, and sometimes the most defining one is the last one. At the moment it's looking like it's quarter 3.
It's now Grange. Pass the ball round the back again. Maybe trying to start an attack in BR. But it's now Uddy. It's Finn Halliday in the middle of the pitch. Well played there from Family Khaled to keep that in. But the attack came to nothing. Using that right flank again, Grange. We've seen a similar start to all the quarters so far. They all seem to start quite fast from both teams. Grange put on the pressure on once again. They'll just want to capitalise on this, Gordon, but currently in the lead in a comfortable, not comfortable position, but it's Uddy that the pressure's on, so
I'm not laughing, honestly, he says. In the middle of laughing, he said, umpire's called time, just have another quick word. Louis Gardner wanted it to believe this is one of the players that's been spoken to before from Grange as well, about the back and forth between them. We will get back to that, the thought about Grange wanting to be in control of this and the situation suiting them very well, but for now I just want to see if it is just a conversation. Stephen McKenzie waiting in the wings, eavesdropping in as it were, to make sure that nothing further from the umpire. There is nothing further. Certainly, as it's close to another warning as you can get, as Louis Gardner rotated back off and now under the aerial. It's
no cards were shown in that case.
a little bit of confusion under the aerial, sorry, there as well. Grange are the recipients of the ball after a little bit of discussion. This is certainly the kind of way they want quarter 4 to play out. In control, knock it around the back, and as soon as Uddy overcommit, you take advantage, you get the goal that kills the game off.
Absolutely.
They should have. They'll be aware and will know that the way this quarter 1 panned out. As we see another card showing, that'll be a yellow as well. Cards are starting to fly here. It's just the start of November, don't worry. You've still got time to buy yours before we get to those December weeks. But certainly you want to not have that sort of thing happen if you're Grange as well. You don't want to be putting yourself in a position where it's harder to keep control of the game and wait for your moments.
No, definitely not. Like we said, they are in control of the game currently, and to get a yellow that disturbs play. It's now Family Khaled on the right. It was a good start and run there, but it's still there for Uddy. Nothing comes from that though, and now Grange on the counter attack. It's a really good ball from Grange. Can they beat the keeper? Yes, he can. Keeper on that Cadlin came out and he turned well. It would be hard for him to miss that. Took it well.
Said Grange could wait and pick their moment. They're not had to wait long. 5 minutes into quarter four. Moment picked. They are 2 goals ahead and will be feeling very much in control of this one.
We've said this game before when Grange scored about mindset. Now more than ever for Uddy, that mindset's important to keep on going. Game's not over yet. It's not over till final whistle.
Well, mindset as well, just to kind of hammer the point home. Grange, certainly an element of concern from us that, 2-1 up, wanting to control the game, you get the yellow. Suddenly, does it put doubts in? Well, not if you got the back up the pitch and get your third.
Of course.
Now for Uddy to respond accordingly.
Nothing came from that ball. Steve McKenzie trickling out. If you're Uddy, you're probably now wanting to get control of the game now, because the counter attack's working sometimes, but we probably can't afford Grange attacking you in this last 10 minutes like we have the start of this quarter. Quarters 3 and 2 especially. It's now on that favourable side. It's Richardson Spouse trying to do something. Nothing came from that there. Couldn't get the outcome. Overturned to Grange.
Okay. Stick over the gesture from the umpire there. Gotta admit, on the first watch back there, I didn't see too much that suggested it was Grange ball from that challenge. So a reminder, my knowledge of the rules is more sparse than I would like it to be.
That constant pressure from Grange, just getting that outcome there. It's a crashing ball, but nothing comes from that. So it's now with Uddy as we look to create something to get him back into this game. It was the aerial from Jake Campbell. Advantage is given to Grange. Brilliant bit of skill there in the middle of the park, but a really good tackle there from Gardiner. Good pass. Ben Young now with the ball. Looking to create something here. And they have. Now that makes this very interesting, doesn't it? Really good play. Just
Ben Young, just the man on the spot, just to flick that over the goalkeeper. One of the things we didn't quite get to, thankfully, not needed to get to actually, with the time that remains, was 2 goals down, quarter 4. You don't want to be waiting a couple of minutes to go to be looking for both. You want to get one of those back early. Now you can go looking for the goal that ties the game. Even if you're getting ahead of yourself, can start thinking about a goal that wins the game as well. But certainly the deficit, clawing it back early, makes the job a little bit easier for the rest of the game to try and bring yourself back off the mat.
Of course. And just like that, the game has changed, because you had Grange probably thinking 2 goals here last quarter, looking quite comfortable, but now Uddy putting the pressure on when it counts, like you said, getting that goal, not leaving it to the last couple of minutes, and now we'll just want to build on that. It was a good attack though from Uddy to get the goal. They held it up well in the D. Just wait, bide your time, and then put the ball into the middle for the strike to open. It's now Jed Campbell.
Second or third decision like that in cricket session for me, where the challenge comes in. I really a game that's really testing my knowledge, limited knowledge of the rules, but I've got to go have a look at quite what the decision is for that, because that's happened a couple of times now. To my eyes, anyway, that's, if anything, that's oddie ball. But
yeah, I've said the same. But like you said, someone can educate us on our hockey rules later on, I'm sure.
Apologies if there's umpires listening, turning their hair out. Richmond Spice able to carry through the middle. Just lay this left for Moore. That's too much of him though.
Grange wanting to start things early, the Grange. And that's the shot Conley given for a high stick, would that be?
I think it's just that when it's played in the air, you can't contest it too much when someone's got it kind of claimed. Forgive me for my terrible wording on that one. I think the argument will be that Grange player had it covered, and Jed stepping across constitutes dangerous play. So something they're trying to avoid means there is a short corner for Grange, like you say. One of those sliding doors moments. You've had one go Uddy's way in terms of pulling us back to 2-3. Grange will be looking at this going 4, and you'll feel a little bit better about making your way all the way to the end of the game.
There's a shot call on that. Brilliant save there. That was a crashing shot, but nothing came from it. It was blocked. Just making sure Fat McCallum's okay here after that block. We saw the same shot corner tactic as we saw last time, switching it about.
Callard back to his feet, just hobbling a little bit. Angus Miller looks like he's come on to take his place. Callard's still struggling, just trying to walk it off. It was a sore one to get in the way of.
Yeah, it was definitely a powerful shot. Another brilliant save there from keeper Nick Hardland. He's had quite a few today, Gordon.
Certainly been busy. I think that when you speak about the third goal, that's maybe one where he'll be a little bit frustrated. He's committed to far post, and as the spin happens, leaves the near post a little bit more unattended than perhaps he'd like on watch back. But other than that, been a busy boy and done the job that's asked of him. More work for him to do. Has that had a tip? That has. There's a little deflection on the way through, and that's crashed in. It didn't come from the short corner in the end, but Grange do find their fourth, and that's breathing room late on.
Yeah, Grange did well to get a touch on that there, to deflect it into the goal. It's one of those ones that you don't like to concede, because just the movement of a stick can do that to you, but that's the way it falls sometimes. Uddy now, that uphill battle, 2 goals down, back where we were 5 minutes ago. Unfortunate. Now it's Uddy getting that decision that time. Jed Campbell. Steve McKenzie decides to run with it. Grange get possession once again, looking to create something. It's a good ball. And a crashing pass into the D, but nothing happens. How's the aerial? Rich and Spouse unable to get anything there. Advantage given. Grange on the attack again. And it was the reverse shot. Unlucky there. Grange just not giving up with this constant pressure. They find themselves in this similar position quite often. And now they look to try and create something in the final minutes of this game. Trying to get into a similar position where we scored our last goal from. It's now Halliday trying to get quick. And it's a short corner there. That's good there for Uddy. First one in the game.
Been a long wait for us, hasn't it? We built it up a little bit now, so pressure on lads to deliver. Grange
Indeed.
sitting third will, depending on results elsewhere, how have we got any entered into the system already? I would be very surprised.
You mentioned earlier, talking about Grange shot corner. When you have one, you show your cards, but Grange now facing the unfamiliar. Is Uddy look to get somewhat of a consolation, but never know. Score here in the dying minutes of this game, you could get a result.
Campbell ready to inject.
And they do. Brilliant there from Uddy.
It's a goal we've seen before, actually, as well. Jack, you're fortunate you missed it previously, but that routine, Khaled, lovely sweep. Alex McGregor on the receiving end of that last time to tip it in. This time Robbie Forrest, the man on the spot, to just tip that in and behind as time off. Oh, we've not seen this before on UDDY TV. Have seen this personally previously. Dice rolled by Coach Tom Hyman. Keeper off. Nick Hadland, your job's done for now to end the game. Only, as you say, Jack, very limited time left. So all hands to the pump. Try and play this and get a goal quickly.
Yeah, Uddy will be going fully for this now. And the pace is fast, trying to catch him out. Nothing comes of that, and it's out. Steve McKenzie looking to take this quickly. The ball's with Campbell. And it's Russell. It's a good interception there. But now Uddy go again. Steve McKenzie, what can he do? This is good from Uddy, it's in the D. Looking to get at least an outcome here.
So a reminder for those tuning in, perhaps the first time, I haven't seen us very often. Our clock's obviously not synced to anything the umpires have, so been a bit of time off in this quarter. That's why we're running long.
He was
Not sure how long's left.
And there they go again. It's Campbell to Mackenzie. Tensions are high here. Cannot they get something here? And it's a good clearance there from Grange, just to break that momentum in the dying moments of this game. And the attack's back on. It's over to Louis Gardner. Unable to stop that from going out, and it's with Uddy again. The constant pressure now, roles reversed as we look to get that fourth goal, that equalising goal. And it's a good attack. It is the short corner. It's the short corner here in what we think is one of the last moments of the game.
Game that was ending all or nothing will end not quite the most all or nothing stakes as we saw for the Gents game last time they were home here against Western. That was a penalty stroke to win the game. This, though, a short corner at the death. With the game on the line, Uddingston have already withdrawn the Cadlin to bring everyone forward. Means this is going to be a very crowded edge of D with the game on the line. Sucker punched last time they played here with a late goal to drop from draw to defeat against Western. Can we inflict the reverse and pull ourselves from defeat to draw against Grange? Sent in, Khaled, tipped. There's an infraction and it's Grange ball, and that is game. Stephen McKenzie straight across to the umpire demanding an explanation. Won't change the outcome. Oh, heartbreaker. Heartbreaker twice in a row for the Gents here. Couldn't make it count right at the death. Uddingston go down by 4-3 against Grange. Jack, more drama.
Yeah, it's unfortunate in a game, like you said, filled with drama. We had 7 goals, yellow cards, multiple referee warnings, but in the end it was Grange who won the game 4-3. Very probably equally matched. Uddy will feel a bit hard done by, but credit to Grange. They put up a good performance, constantly attacking, switching their play up sometimes, and like you said, we thought we maybe had something there in the last moments of the game, but Grange able just to close out any doubts that we were going to win.
Who'd be a hockey fan, eh? Let's say twice in a row for the guys, and unfortunately for today, for the double header, it means Uddingston come out of it with just the 1 point. The girls holding on to one at the death against Inverleith, but really showed the heart, the fight. This Gents team, they've been battling all season. Steve McKenzie's still in conversation with the umpires, wanting more explanation there. I assume that's still to do with the decision at the end that you've seen his side lose. A really gutsy performance in difficult circumstances in the end for the guys, not able to make it go the distance.
I think it's important to say though that although they didn't pick up any points here today, it wasn't a bad performance from Uddy. It was a good game. Of the shots that they had, clinical. Didn't maybe have many massive chances, but the ones that we did have, we saw most of them going to the back of the net. So going on to the next one, just got to keep the head high. Can't let this defeat do too much. As like we keep saying, good game. Grange a good opposition. Just wasn't to be for Uddy today.
Just wasn't to be about the right phrasing yet, Jack. Yeah. Look, that's thank you very much to everyone for joining us today. The Gents games have delivered drama in spades the last couple of weeks. Another invitation to make sure you're following us. The guys are back in action against Grove next weekend. The girls on the Sunday as well against St Andrews. So plenty more hockey still to come from UDDY TV before we take a break for the indoor season. There is still a game to happen for Gents 3-4, taking place later today as well. So if you're staying at the club or around about the club, make sure you're around for that. Give the guys your support as well. You can follow us at UDDY Hockey. It's up on screen at the moment. Facebook, Instagram, X and TikTok. Real hard fought performance. Plenty still to show off, I'm sure, come the split at the end of November. Make sure you're subscribed to see all of that with us. Thank you very much for joining us. Enjoy the rest of your evening. It's ended here at Uddingston Hockey.